She had planted recording devices in his office.
It was a listening device.
It was a listening device.
And it was sewn into the lining of your jacket.
Correct.
It sounds like a spy thriller.
She had taken my phone and had it cloned.
But it's a real-life love story turned tragic.
I screamed, "Baby, what have you done? What have you done?"
An affair that led to a fatal encounter between a wife and the woman she thought would replace her.
I come outside, all up and down the street is just police cars, ambulances, all flashing their lights.
Mark Gerardot first met Jennair Cox when they were just teens.
When she met Mark, I can remember her talking, "This is the one."
Mark liked her a lot. He was excited for us to meet her. He was in love, and this was the one.
In 1993, they said, "I do."
She was just a stunning bride.
I'm the bride, I'm Jennair.
We were happy, and I couldn't imagine not being with her the rest of my life.
They settled down in South Carolina.
What would you say the biggest stress on your marriage was?
And I think, money was always a concern.
The couple had no children, both had worked in marketing.
When Jennair lost her job, she lost a lot. She lost, her pride, and she couldn't find another job. So that's when I found the opportunity for creative director at the University of Delaware.
Mark emailed the woman in charge of hiring, Meredith Chapman, who was 15 years younger than him.
She was so articulate and so accomplished at her age to be in the position she was in. I was dumbfounded.
Mark ultimately got the job and moved to Delaware.
Jennair stayed back to lease our home.
In those first few days and weeks where Jennair was still back in South Carolina, how would you describe life on the job with Meredith?
It was jaw-dropping to see her command a room.
She had an impressive resume at the age of 32.
She ran for state senate in Delaware.
Today, I'm announcing my candidacy for the Delaware State Senate for District 8.
And had been named to Delaware's 40 Under 40 for Young Achievers.
And eventually, finally, she said, after the first 2 weeks, she said, let's have a drink.
When you went for drinks with Meredith, you poured your heart out to her.
I did. I don't know why, but it was so easy to talk to her. And I didn't know what was happening. And I was confused by the feelings I was having, to be honest, until I think it became just a little bit more forward. We shared a kiss. I immediately felt awful, and I said, we can't do this. I can't do this to her.
Meaning you couldn't do that to Jennair?
I couldn't do that to Jennair.
But Mark couldn't deny his feelings for Meredith.
It was such a connection. To shut it down just didn't feel right. I had to at least find out what it was.
Mark and Meredith find themselves embarking on a whirlwind romance. Meredith was also married.
They've been married for 9 years, and for the last 3, it was more of a show.
Did your relationship with Meredith reveal the problems in your marriage?
Here comes Meredith, and she's just telling me that I'm such a wonderful man. I had never heard this from Jennair's lips, ever. Here's this woman who I think is amazing, saying that she thinks I'm a wonderful man.
She'd only known you for a few weeks, though.
Fair point. She'd only known me for a couple weeks, and I was overwhelmed by it all. That I still love my wife? Yes. I didn't know what to do with the feelings I was feeling. They were new, unexpected. At the same time, it was addictive as well. And we'd gotten into a pattern that was over and over again, the same thing. And when I got to see that life can be different, there's something else, I questioned everything.
Happy New Year!
By New Year's 2018, Jennair had just moved to Delaware to join Mark. She began to notice something was off.
She suspected it had something to do with another woman.
She said specifically, it's Meredith, isn't it? We had talked about Meredith before in the context of her professional decorum, and I oohed and awed about Meredith. It wasn't too far of a leap for her to get there, and I denied it.
But Jennair isn't buying it and starts quizzing about Meredith with information she couldn't have any way of knowing, and Mark can't figure out how. Unbeknownst to him, his every word was being recorded.
I felt more joy, more excitement this fall than I ever did before.
I want to see you again today. I really want to. I kind of need to.
Where are you going to be? Love you.
Thanks. Love you too. Bye.
But by Valentine's Day, in less than 2 months, the situation came to a breaking point.
At that time, Jennair disclosed that she had taken my phone and had it cloned. I finally just told her, I'm in love with Meredith. I can't deny it anymore.
And how did she react?
I think she was a bit taken back that I was so bluntly honest, but and to me, it was a relief to actually get it out in the open.
To save your marriage?
We were going to go to marriage counseling, and we had different, I think, intentions.
Mark is getting ready to head to the marriage counselor's office and throws his coat on, and he feels something in the lining of the coat.
And I reached inside my pocket and I felt what I thought was a anti-theft device. I cut open with an X-Acto blade the edge of the pocket and pulled out this device, and there was a blinking light.
It was a listening device.
It was a listening device.
Mark says Jennair claims she's already told their boss at the University of Delaware and Meredith's husband about the affair.
And I told her I'm going to be filing a petition for divorce.
Meredith and her husband are also in the process of divorcing. And both Mark and Meredith start looking for new jobs.
Meredith accepted a prestigious position at Villanova University as an assistant vice president.
Jennair, on the other hand, is looking ahead to what she feels is a life alone in a new city with no job or support system.
Everybody says it's over. I'm not there yet. I can't accept it.
Jennair was concerned about being tossed away.
You don't find me appealing. You don't find me attractive. You don't want me anymore. You don't even like me. You are miserable. She lights your fire. She makes you feel young.
She had huge fears about being left financially.
I realize that this whole situation has caused you not to be able to get a job. I get that, I really do.
Screwed the pooch. Big time. On us, my future, your future, our finances, everything. You screwed the pooch because you made an immoral, selfish choice.
During this time, Mark says Jennair started acting erratically.
She was threatening to jump out the window.
That was certainly the impression that I was given.
He says he encouraged her to reach out to family and friends and a psychiatrist, which she says she did.
And I thought, I'm doing all I can do.
According to Mark, she seemed to pull herself together and brace for the inevitable divorce.
How was she acting during that time?
Completely normal.
Did it feel bizarre for it to seem so normal?
It wasn't all sunshine and roses. There were moments of she would get upset and she would cry and she would break down.
But Jennair's actions were far from normal. When we come back.
Ken, it's too painful for me to see you living your life happy. She's living my life.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.